So the next quadrant are a lot of what many astrologers call the relationship zones or the arc of intimacy and whatnot. I mean, yes, you have that in the 5th and the 6th house, but the 7th house is where you're going to find partnerships. You're going to find business partnerships or marriage, anything that is going to combine two people's efforts, because it's opposite of Aries, which was the 1st house, about the self. Now it's about the partnership. So whatever sustained through the Leo love and the Virgo purity is now going to be in the house of Libra. And Libra is about balance. So everything that, made it through and got on the boat is now going to be able to be balanced and divvied up between partners. That's where you're going to see the I'm the self and you're the self, but now we're going to be selves together. And Libra is ruled by Venus. And Venus, again, is about love and beauty and passion and art and culture, music. It's about all the beautiful things in the world. It's the divine feminine. It's the energy of awakening that power within a woman. And in Libra is a masculine air sign. So its filter is a little bit kind of like an oxymoron, because it is an air sign, which is very mental. And it's a masculine sign, which is the opposite of Venus, which is the feminine. But when it comes out in the filter, it actually is like a gentle type of energy. Libras are always very gentle, socially quiet, very friendly with everybody they meet. They're not, the person making loud gestures all over the place. They're not in your face. Libras are always like, the best friend of somebody because they're friendly, and they always like the duo type thing because that's their vibe. Libras are one of the very few signs of the zodiac that pair with that same sign. I actually know 2 Libras that have been married for many years, and they are perfect for each other. they get each other. Not all signs do, but Libras are one of them. And the 7th house is going to be another cardinal sign. So it's an initiation into this partnership. So it's like the beginning of something. This is where you're going to see marriage indicators when you have transits to this house. Everybody in astrology wants to know about their love stuff. And this is the hypest house that everybody wants to talk about is the 7th, because partnerships and marriages of all kinds are going to show up there through transits or progressions. And then the next house is Scorpio. Scorpio is a fixed water sign. It is ruled by Mars. Traditionally it was ruled by Mars. It's ruled by Pluto nowadays because they found Pluto. But before then, it was ruled by Mars. It's very much the same type of energy, though. It is very assertive, but in a different way because it's a feminine sign. It's a water sign. So it is a feminine sign, but with a masculine rulership. So kind of a little bit like what I was talking about with the Libra, like that oxymoron thing going on. But Scorpios are very in-depth. I'm a Scorpio rising, and I love to dig to the bottom of everything. I love to investigate stuff, until there's nothing left to investigate. So Scorpios like to dig deep. They also like anything that has to do with stuff hidden, conspiracy theories or the occult, witchcraft, different cultural beliefs, the alchemical sciences, old text. They like anything that is, hidden from the mainstream people. Scorpios are the sign of death and rebirth. It's the phoenix rising from the ashes. It's the regeneration process. So anytime anything in this organic world we live in dies, it's never truly dead because it doesn't die. It just transforms into something else. And that's the lesson that the 8th house always gives, is that death is just a transformation of sorts. It also rules in inheritance or taxes or any kind of like money situations that are hidden until, somebody dies, and then you're unveiled with this information. Pluto, when it comes through in transit, like it is right now for 2020, it does pack a punch. It is about destruction and recleaving something. Because if you think about it, it's Scorpio, so it's the feminine, but it's like the war planet. So it's like the female warrior is the Scorpio archetype. So it's like the goddess of hell coming up and, you know, grabbing things and bringing them down. That's very much of like the Persephone story, you know, that's very Hades, Pluto. It's the same, you know, archetype. It's just Roman and Greek type stuff going on there. But it's the same myth throughout all of time, and it always tells the same thing, that life is precious, and yes, we all die. Our flesh dies, but the ultimate truth of it all is that the spirit is immortal, and that it gets, you know, brought back for new experiences every time it dies anyway. So it's kind of a scary truth to unveil to some people, but it is a truth, and that's what Scorpio stands for, is the truth, and digging to the bottom until they find what it is. Then we'll move on to Sagittarius. Woo, I love Sagittarius. I have a stellium in Sag. It's all about optimism and all about growth and abundance and excesses. I will say that. It's about excesses. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and it is the 9th house. It is a fire sign. It is a mutable sign. It brings us into the next quadrant of the zodiac signs. And Sagittarius is very much the philosopher, the teacher, the guru, the religious figure or cult figure even, you know. Jupiter energy likes to philosophize everything. Is that even a word? I don't know. It's they like to think about stuff a lot, and not in a way where like the opposite sign Gemini does. Like, I just want to think about all these details. Sagittarius want to literally sit there and think about one thing, like the meaning of life, for hours, and just kind of explore different possibilities within the mind on this one topic. But for Geminis, they're like, oh, that's crazy. I just want all the info, and then I can put it together like a puzzle. You know, it's not the same kind of introspection as Sagittarius has. Sagittarius can take things too far. That is so true about Sagittarius. Any kind of Jupiter energy in your chart that is conjunct too many things is going to be too much energy there, because Jupiter will amplify things. Even like right now, during this 2020 year, Jupiter has been with Pluto and Saturn, and it has amplified this entire year's situations, because that's what it does. It just amplifies the energy that it touches. Now, if it's touching Venus, then it's going to amplify benefits and blessings and beauty and all these things, money, financial stability. You know, it just depends on what kind of energy it's touching, but it always will expand stuff. So there is that side to Jupiter. Everybody's always like, oh, Jupiter's best because you just get so much. And yeah, but too much is sometimes too much. So that's the only thing about Sagittarius, is sometimes it's too much. And I've been told that myself, that I'm too much at times. So I can attest that yes, Sag energy can sometimes take stuff too far. But that is what is beautiful about them, is that they can see outside the box. They can see the world and perceive it instead of just judge it. And that is a beautiful thing that Sagittarius bless us with, is that optimism and that vision for the future. They're very future-oriented individuals. So, and that is the ending of that quadrant.